I hope Kochetkov doesn't have to play too much more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't want to run this kid into the ground either.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Speaking of getting run into the ground, holy shit, Louis Domingue's in net.
That's right. Mr.
Fucking Louis Domingue is starting playoff games.
Are you going to have spicy pork and broccoli tonight?
That just doesn't even sound good. The fact that he was able to fucking eat that shit and go out there as Louis Domingue and not give up a goal and help the Penguins win game one is crazy to me.
The fact that they have to ride Domingue until Tristan's okay now, it's like, ooh.
Well, yeah, because Casey's out for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge blow.
Here's the question that nobody's asking that I think is important.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell's the backup to Louis?
That's true. I don't know what their system looks like. This series is tied at 1 apiece, and the Penguins obviously took the triple overtime epic in game one with a Gino winner, because I mean he is score.
Yes, I am score.
It was all Rangers for a minute, and then Gensel just erased it like that.
Yeah.
In game one, and then Kreider got it back. Brian Rust, being Brian Rust, was like, no, this is ours.
Yeah.
And then it took 3 overtimes. The assists on this
times before someone finally scored, and it was Evgeny Malkin
from John Marino and Kasperi Kapanen.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for that one, absolute shout out and kudos to Shesty for that, because 79 saves.
Mm-hmm.
The second most in a playoff overtime loss.
Yes.
Since 1955-56. And I wonder who's got number 1.
Probably some scrub who's going to leave the team in the offseason.
Yeah, if there's one thing to take from Korpisalo's tenure as a Blue Jacket, that was so much fun.
The weirdest tenure for a player in Blue Jackets history.
Setting NHL history records and
being terrible against the Devil.
And then the ESPN didn't even mention Corpy by name when mentioning the statistic. It was like, okay. It was like, thanks. And then game 2 was a 5-2 win for the Rags. Andrew Kopp again showing up in a big way.
Kopp's been the Rangers' best player this series.
Kopp's been their best player for weeks.
He's been really good.
He's been an amazing acquisition.
That may have been one of the best moves of the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
He's looked really good.
Ryan Strome got his first one. Sid got his first goal. Brad got his first goal. Frank Vetrano getting in on it. He was a guy that you were really high on after that acquisition too.
Vetrano and Kopp were 2 of the better acquisitions at the trade deadline. Have been really good for the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And those are 2 guys who are going to be key to their success for the rest of the series.
But absolutely.
If you're the Rangers, there's no way, in my opinion, you can win the series without winning game 3 with Louis Domingue in that.
Well, how much do you ride the ponies? How much do you ride Kreider and Zbad and Bread?
Oh God, I'm riding him as much as possible. I don't care. I don't have shame about it. You got to win this game. You can't lose a game to Louis Domingue and then have Tristan Jarry come back.
Right.
Even if it's game 5 and the series is tied 2-2, whenever Tristan Jarry returns to the series, it can't be tied or down. You have to be up in the series.
Oh yeah, you got to have some sort of edge.
So
if you're the Rangers,
mm-hmm. Yeah, and I still think the Rangers are going to win the series, but
I still think the Pens can do it.
That's the thing. I still think the Rangers are going to do this series or are going to win the series, but I'm still not counting the Pens out, even with Louis Domingue in that, because
no,
it's
I know, because
Sidney Crosby, Kenny Malkin, it's Chris Letang, it's Jake
yeah,
Gensel. Jake Gensel has been fucking incredible in the playoffs
it's
again.
Brian Rust,
Brian Rust,
Kasperi Kapanen.
yeah, John Marino, Mike Matheson's been good.
Matheson's been looking pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Domingue is really the story with Pittsburgh going
He
into
is.
this next game, and we know Domingue obviously. He had that stint in he had that time in Vancouver where he was. He had his time in New Jersey. He was in Vancouver for a while.
I just remember him in Arizona and Tampa and New Jersey. I saw the game in New Jersey where he gave up. I can't remember how many goals he gave up, but they lost 7-1. He gave up a really bad goal, and it was the game that John Hines got fired by the Devils.
I remember I was going to bring that game up because there was a shot that he deflected with his blocker like this.
Rasmus Asplin's first NHL goal was, or no, that wasn't his first NHL goal. That was another one.
He deflected it with his blocker, and then it fell right behind him.
Yes, and then it just rolled into the net. And I remember because we were on that end of the ice, just like we stood up, we're cheering obviously, and then we looked at each other like, how the hell did that happen?
And I just felt so bad for Louis. I was like, oh.
He had a season that was like pretty funny in Tampa, where like I think he was like 21-5 as their backup, but like with like a 905 save percentage.
Wow.
Okay, here it is. With Tampa, this was the year that they won the President's Trophy in 2016.
And then got swept.
He went 21-5 with a 908 save percentage.
Oh.
How do you go 21-5 with a 908? Oh, I know. You played for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
908's also not that bad.
It's not bad, but it's not going to get you a 21-5 record.
Unless you play behind the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Unless you play behind the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Or the 21-22 Florida Panthers.
Yeah, true.